Hey everyone, and welcome to Let Me Ask You This. I'm your host, Scott J. Carroll. Joining me this week on my panel, we've got a rowdy-looking group of, we'll call them people.
Miscreants?
Miscreants, that's a great
That's a good word. We like that word.
Over here on my right, we've got our team with Claire and Alan. Over here on my left, we have Angel and Tom. Once again this week for my panel, I have consulted the Tome of Knowledge, which contains all of it. Do not mock the tome, sir.
The gnome of knowledge.
It is.
Every week, the Tome of Knowledge gets filled with more interesting facts that I decide to
something.
bring to my... I'm going to call you friends, but you're making it really hard. So that we can have a fun game of trivia. So this week,
You still got that tire pump, Tom?
Yep.
Okay. We'll be friends again in about 30 minutes.
What are friends if not bullies that you just like more than others?
I really, really hate how accurate a sentence that was. I really genuinely do.
Because Scott walks in and goes, I've got an Alan and a Tom.
So this week, I've put together some questions for you guys that I think we could have a little bit of fun with. So for round one, I figured I would ask you guys questions that are all about money.
I like money.
Yeah,
There we go.
I think everyone likes
There we
money.
go.
We like to spend money.
No.
I like to get money.
We like to get money to be able to potentially spend, but then not actually spend.
I like to spend money.
Well,
She's your partner.
I
I got the cheap one.
you know.
I
So-
prefer frugal, but
my first question for you guys tonight is, how much should you spend on a diamond engagement ring?
There are a lot of depends on that one.
No, they're not diapers, rings. We're talking about
At our
rings.
age, Tom, it would be depends.
See?
What is the guide they hit you with at the store is like 2 months salary?
Currently, the guide is
It's
the guide
like
says
it's like 2 months salary. It should be the appropriate.
yeah. Anyone else want to?
So the
Couple $100.
Cracker Jack box didn't work, huh?
Well, we'll get to that.
We're kind of the bent nail crowd.
Yeah,
I know,
yeah,
we
so-
really are.
We're kind of the. I don't know. What would you like as an engagement ring? She's on pop rocks.
that's like you shouldn't get the diamonds at all because they're a scam.
That is exactly correct.
Go
Yes.
for the lab grown sapphires or something, way cheaper on the dollar,
I want ruby.
or just a band.
Yeah,
Well,
honestly,
of course you are rubies.
what you should spend on a diamond engagement, you should spend whatever you want on a
Yeah.
ring. Diamonds only have value because De Beers says they have value. They really intrinsically, inherently, they have more uses in other mediums and other technologies than they do for being jewelry. Most lab-grown diamonds, they're more available, they're way more ethical. And you can make a diamond out of almost anything. They make lab-grown diamonds out of peanut butter.
Yeah, and we know diamonds are forever.
And you can make them any color, so you can get red ones.
Yes.
Cool.
Exactly. So the idea of
They make
spending...
really good diamond saws.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They can cut up all kinds of
The
stuff.
drill bits.
Saws?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Diamond
yeah.
drill bits that can go through...
Just about, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the sense of destruction, we're going to move away from that because you guys said, like the entree came out.
Cheap and
You know,
shiny
if you
is
take
a
the
great
lapidary saw,
combination
right?
to me.
I know you
so-
do.
Okay.
I know you do.
You know, if you take them, you glue them to your steering wheel. It looks really cool. So you have that right.
Yeah, till the airbag goes
Well,
off.
that's. There are good, and there's pros and cons to everything. Come on.
You gotta take risks for good things.
The idea
Passion
of...
is pain. What is that?
no.
Yeah, that's what they say.
But getting back to what you had said, the idea of spending 2 months' salary on a diamond ring, that came from De Beers marketing
Of course it
department.
did.
Originally, it was spend 1 month's salary on a diamond ring. But then as stuff naturally got more expensive, they just slowly made it 2 months. We actually, in research, people have done studies on this. Studies show that couples who have less expensive rings actually have longer and happier marriages,
Yeah.
which makes me very happy with the amount of money I spent on my wife's ring.
You'll be married forever.
Yes. And it's pretty, it's a nice greenstone. It's like, she likes it better than a diamond, honestly. So, in your face, De Beers.
Suck it.
Yeah.
And there goes those sponsors. Right down the tube. All right, well, that's all right. Go ahead.
All right, well, in that vein, if we want to lose another sponsor, Cartier.
Yay!
Cartier.
Why did Cartier buy back nearly $500 million of its watches from distributors?
Because
To
they were
drive up the
defective.
price?
Not because they were defective.
I said, oh no,
To
they,
drive up
What
the
she
price?
said?
No, not to drive up the price. You're kind of on the right track there, though.
Just to have less in circulation, more exclusivity?
You're on the right track. You're a few stops away.
I'm trying to remember that article. That was a long time ago.
The service card's coming.
Yeah, it's just-
Oh, nice. Free drinks.
yeah. You go ahead and start drinking early. We'll get there.
They go from a everyday thing to a collector's item.
No, not quite. So we have to look at a lot of high-end companies. They want to be able to maintain a sense of prestige.
Yeah.
Right, and something about the materials they used. They wanted.
It wasn't that. There are certain watches that are a very particular material, but
Right.
they deliberately destroyed these, and they only recycled certain pieces, certain faces, and certain elements inside. We were talking about prestige. A lot of
Yeah.
high-end fashion houses, they'll have a particular run of something, and then they just won't have it anymore. And they'll take whatever's left off of shelves and bring it
Like
back.
a limited edition.
Kind of.
Yeah.
They'll deliberately destroy it for a very particular reason. What do we all have in common about Cartier watches?
We don't
I
have
don't
one.
have one.
Exactly. Why don't we have one?
I don't wear a watch at all.
Well,
Mine's electronic.
we are moving into smartwatches and everything.
Because
Mainly-
I don't feel like spending what they want to charge me for it.
Yeah, really.
Exactly.
There's no way.
We don't have them because we can't afford them. So Cartier and
I've got
others.
better
Speak
things
for
to spend my
yourself.
money on.
Can or can't, won't.
Do you know how many steaks I can buy?
Well, there.
I would rather have steak.
I'm a woman
Yeah.
with priorities.
Yeah.
Gotta have those.
We're talking a watch or half a dead cow.
Oh, a
Heck
whole
yeah.
half?
Totally with you.
Ooh.
Yes.
Well, a good Cartier can buy at least a cow and a half.
In this
What
economy?
do you think?
Yeah, maybe a whole cow.
Eh.
But the reason that they bought them all back and destroyed them was so that they wouldn't be sold at a discount. The whole idea is keeping up the prestige. Cartier never goes on sale.
Don't get a Cartier coupon.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so they would rather destroy them than let them go on sale because then it shows
Oh, I bet
that
they've changed their tune.
they're still doing it. They're still most high end things. When you're
Millennials, here's another industry for you to disrupt.
That is so dumb. Just
no. Well, speaking of dumb,
Tom,
we got
Tom and I are we're going to turn this inventory. Let's go.
we got
That's what the guy in the trench coat, in the alley.
Whoa.
Not that one.
That is
not
a-
that
no,
one.
the one next to
other
him,
one.
next to him.
The one who wants you to buy a watch.
So, speaking of, I don't even know how to segue into this next question. This next one's a two-parter. We've got a rare two-part question on the show.
Just like the guys in the alleyway.
Okay, she gets extra points for that. No! This next question...
I can't wait for it's time for a Timex. But go ahead.
No. So the next question is a two-parter. The first part is, what country has the most vending machines per capita?
Korea.
Korea?
I jumped to Japan.
Japan? Thoughts on the side?
Hell, they've got entire stores that are vending
I was about to say, I'm
machines.
kind of inclined to say Japan, but
I'm thinking more like Dubai or one of the small luxury countries.
Dubai is a great guess, but if we're looking at per capita, vending machines per person,
Well, it's you got to have someplace small.
well.
Yeah, we're going for small, so it's going to be, it's going to be Luxembourg or going to be Bob's Island or something like that. Where
it was actually Japan.
okay,
Japan is actually per capita has the most vending
Look at
machines.
Tokyo. Tokyo's half of Japan, and it's all freaking vending machines.
In fact, there are currently, as of this year, there are 4 million vending machines in Japan. Japan has
they vend everything.
Yeah.
currently
You can actually vend a pet.
there are currently 125.7 million people in Japan, which means for every one machine, there's 31 people, which is really staggering if you think about it. And you're right; they have vending machines for
Everything.
absolutely
Yeah.
everything.
And they turn those things, they refill those things daily, hourly sometimes.
I kind of want to. You can go to certain tourist things in Japan. You can do a vending machine tour,
Yeah.
and you can just go and drop tons and tons of.
Is
and
this
some
like
of
a
them-
thing for people who just really don't want to deal with customer service interactions, so they just choose vending machines instead of stores, or what?
Well, you have to look at the Japanese psyche too. There's a lot going on there with that. Because you've got a very small country and you've got the
We
seven
got
layer
my room.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
that's
true.
the problem is I like my privacy, but how the hell do I get it when my neighbor is about 36 inches away from me? Just no. Yeah, it all
Vending
has to stay
machines
up here.
stacked on top of each other.
I would
Yeah.
love to visit Japan, but I think I'm just too big for so many things over there. But
The sideline tube apartment.
I would need 2 apartments. But yes, Japan does have the most vending machines per capita. But it is a 2-part question. So let's actually go back in time a little bit, and let's talk about the first vending machine. What did the first vending machine ever built sell?
Cigarettes?
It's a good guess,
That
but
is
no.
the most obvious answer, but no, it's not. It was
Chewing gum?
No.
Asian wives.
I said the first vending machine ever
it
built.
was large.
It was water.
It was very large.
It was what?
Water.
What kind of water?
Holy water.
It was holy water.
It was in one of the Greek temples or Roman temples, if I remember correctly.
Yes, you do remember correctly.
See? I was there. I know. Why?
I was going to say, and what was her name?
He and the Oracle at Delphi were really tight, okay?
So the first ever vending machine was built in 215 BC.
Who do you think ran the scam?
It was built by a Greek scholar named Hero of Alexandria. And he built it.
Presumptuous.
Named himself that right out of the gate.
Back then, people had to go and pay for holy water. And people were finding that they were taking more than they actually paid for. Kind of like those old newspaper machines where you would put in a quarter and open
Take
it, and
all
you
of
could
them?
take. No one ever in this room ever took all the newspapers.
Of course
I bet.
not. No, I did not.
Especially when I was 7 and on the front page of the newspaper and when I want one for everyone. But people were not being honest with the machines. So he devised the first ever machine. You would put a coin in and it would turn a little thing and water would come out. And they actually called it the first honor box. And that part, it caught on very, very quickly. And other churches put them outside, and then very quickly people discovered, oh, I could put other things in this, and made a ton of money off of it. So yes, vending machines have been around for a long, long time.
You gotta like that channel that does old stuff, documentaries. It's great.
You're in half of them.
I know.
I'm not restoring it.
No, we're not. No, we don't have. This isn't Oprah. I'm not pulling out an old vending machine for everyone.
And you get a vending
Aw.
machine, and you get a vending machine. And you
Everyone, look under your seats.
Yes.
I don't want a vending machine. I want the steaks.
Yeah, really.
If I had steaks under everyone's seats, that would be.
A steak vending
That
machine.
would be yummy.
They have steak vending machines.
know.
But those would be pretty
Just go
low
for back
stakes.
and
I want the high-end steaks.
We have to give her more points, but no. Claire. So the vending machine was a pretty unique invention, and people invent things all the time. And whenever they do, they try to go file patents for it. So my question now is, why was the inventor of the waterbed denied a patent for it?
Because it was a bag.
It was all wet.
No.
It was a big
Well,
water
it's like
balloon.
they denied the copyright on a paperclip because it was a bent wire.
That's not the reason for this.
I know, but just
So the guy
was
who
there something else stored in a bag like this?
you're not quite, no.
Well, at that point, there probably was. Because it's just a bladder.
And it was.
And it was like had oil and everything else in it at the time.
Because there are, so we actually,
Different plastic.
What's the sheer amount of the sheer weight though? The
Yeah.
volume of these things.
we're talking about the idea of the modern waterbed. Waterbeds
Yep.
themselves, in a way or shape or form, they've kind of been around for a long time. They were
Mhm.
using animal skin bladders, but they weren't contained. So the idea of the modern waterbed, a guy named Charlie Hall invented it and he put it together. He went to patent it, and he was told he couldn't have a patent for it for a kind of odd reason.
We're waiting.
I just wanted to see if you had any other guesses
Because
for it.
did he have a brother named Monty?
No.
Okay.
No, we can. I want to get to the Monty Hall problem, but we don't have time for it right now. I love the Monty Hall problem. It also confuses me at the same time. If you want to hear about the Monty Hall problem, let us know and we'll talk about it. So, Charlie Hall, he was told that he could not get a patent for the waterbed because it already existed in prior work. The prior work was a book. There was a series of sci-fi books by Robert A. Heinlein. And in those books, he had described essentially the waterbed that Charlie Hall had invented.
Right.
So because it already existed,
Heinlein.
because it already existed in a book, he couldn't have the physical patent for it in reality.
Your tax dollars at work.
It's a really interesting patent law kind of quandary.
So if
Right,
somebody ever
right.
manages in the far future to invent a replicator from Star Trek, they're screwed. No money for you.
And that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, at what point does
I would have loved to have seen the White Star Company finding out they couldn't have the Titanic because the book The Titan came out 6 years ago.
well, they can get the copyright because they both sank.
So they had the money to pay.
Plagiarism.
Yeah.
Well, that was England, and they had the money to pay everybody off. And at that time, it was okay.
Sure was.
Yeah.
Although
But
one
some
of,
poor
How
guy
many
in
people
Big
did you
Sur,
pay off?
California can't package
Yeah.
a giant bladder
No.
full of water that your cat could destroy in a matter of moments.
Oh,
it was written about in a future space book. You can't have it.
Yes, I know. It was also in the book Friday by Robert Heinlein.
That's,
Yes.
yes, Rob, it's
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. I read that book.
You were
But
there.
it was new.
I know.
Yeah.
So the waterbed thing, I lost my train of thought there, but that brings us to the end of our first round.
Woo!
You had a train
We
wreck?
made it.
Yes. Well, now we have to go into round 2. Round 2 is our bluff round.
No, what I've got to worry about is caboose.
Before the show, I gave each of my panelists a card. The card has a question along with the answer. I asked each of them to write down 2 fake answers to go along with it to try to bluff the other team. So, who went first last time? I don't remember. Alan, please read your question first.
Dun, dun, dun. How many movies did Sean Connery play James Bond? Was it 7? Was it 9? Was it 11?
30 seconds.
I'm going with 9.
Sounds about right. It's probably 11, though.
What's your answer?
9, probably 11. Yeah. it
9,
works.
probably 11. Alan.
Amazingly, completely wrong.
Really? Was it 7 only?
Only
Yeah,
7.
he was only
Yeah.
7 of the...
Surprise. I sworn he's in more than that.
He's been in more movies than
are
that.
we,
Yeah,
count,
it was
are we
boring.
counting Never Say Never? The weird off-brand one.
Well, he,
Well, it was there's a whole story behind
There,
that.
oh,
kids.
there is. If you want to hear us talk about that. All right. Tom, please read your question.
What was the Hoover Dam originally called? The Colorado Dam, the Boulder Dam, or the Grand Coulee Dam?
30 seconds.
oddly, I'm tempted to say the Grand Coulee Dam.
Pardon me, let's do it. I'm forgetting where the Hoover Dam is. It is the Colorado River, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, okay, so that's why I'm inclined to say Colorado, but
I
You just got about
coin
5 seconds.
toss between us. Go for it.
who has a quarter?
Yeah, we're I mean, we're at time, but apparently the rules don't.
There we go. We're gonna use it.
That's a nickel. She
That's
was
all I
close to a
had.
quarter.
Heads Cooley,
Inflation. We'll
Really?
take it.
heads Cooley, tails Colorado.
I don't know where to go.
We're okay. We've lost.
So much for my nipple.
Heads Cooley.
All right.
Cool, you got it wrong.
After all of a sudden.
It was a boulder.
Oh, we were both wrong.
I like before the show. You're
Oh,
Together.
yay.
before the show, you're sitting there going, "This is too easy. They're gonna get this."
I'd have gotten it.
Well, you were there.
Exactly. You built the darn thing, probably.
No, I helped design it.
Claire,
That
would
should scare you.
please read your question.
What president is featured? Stop. Don't make me laugh. My throat's not ready for this.
Do I have to read this for you?
What president is featured on the $2 bill? James Madison, Thomas Jefferson, or John Adams?
I actually carry one of those, so I can show you. But 30 seconds.
Somebody steal his wallet and cheat.
I think it was Madison.
I don't know, so we'll go with that.
Madison sounds good to me.
Hello, Dolly.
Incorrect.
TJ.
It
Big
is.
old Tommy J.
Yeah.
I,
It is TJ.
I thought he was on a different one.
See, well, there's everyone on the back.
Yeah.
They're all having a party.
So see, I was right.
Nixon's
He is back
passed out on the couch.
there.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always carried a $2 bill just kind of forever. So if I ever get mugged, you're going to get away with a ton of money. All right, who's left? Angel, please read your question.
Since you're an actor, they know better than you.
How many colors of M&Ms are there? 5, 6, or 4?
So I'm guessing this is in a base starter pack.
Well, there's distinctly more than 4.
Base,
yeah.
base starter pack of M&M.
Yeah.
Can I get that expansion pack?
Well, they do sell them online with your own imprint.
Yep.
So you can, if you only want green M&Ms, you can get 50 pounds of green M&Ms
You got about 10 seconds.
with a little Scott on them. All right, what are
Nobody
the
wants
options
that.
again?
5, 6, or 4?
She played it close.
I'm going to
I'm
say
gonna say
6.
6 at
Yeah.
this point.
Correct.
All right.
We know our snack food.
Good job, everyone. Good job. So that takes us to the end of our bluff round, which brings us to our third and final round of the night.
Let's learn some facts.
Oh, I'm glad you got that out of your system. Have you seen that book? It's not what it's full of. I promise you.
Scott needs to be made to feel good about himself sometimes.
It's true.
He
I'm
needs a little encouragement.
very delicate flower.
This is not the time.
So our third round of the show, the questions do get a little more interesting. They get a little more difficult. I think a little more fun.
Just like these two.
So our third round is all about historical fun. Since you two were both there for
There we go.
This is why we don't put the geezers on the same team.
So,
Remember
first
that.
question for you guys is, what was the first commercial that ever aired advertising?
It was for that water fountain in Rome.
No.
But what do you mean by aired exactly?
That aired on television,
Air on television.
On
Okay.
TV.
on TV. Before commercials became a part of every single waking aspect of our life, they were only confined to TV.
Deodorant?
Not deodorants. Good guess.
Soap?
No.
No,
Washing
it was a
towels?
show sponsor.
Because you got the first TVs were generally in rich people's houses. So I would think possibly a car.
I like your train of thought. You're on the right train of thought.
Let's see.
It's not a car though.
It was a train. Right?
Plot twist to his Cartier.
No.
Get these watches before
Call
we
back.
wreck them.
Yeah, but we're not marking them down. You better get them now.
So we have to go back to 1941. This was when the first commercial.
Yeah, 3 people were watching.
It was a 10-second ad that aired in the middle of a baseball game. It was a game between the Dodgers and the Phillies.
Cracker Jacks.
It wasn't for food. It wasn't Cracker Jacks. People were already at the game. They had their Cracker Jacks and their
Shoes?
peanuts.
When they were watching it, they weren't at the game. They were at home.
I don't know.
Shoes?
Not shoes. But fashion is the right direction.
Hats?
Not hats.
Shirts?
Not baseball uniforms.
No, not baseball uniforms.
Dresses?
You guys actually kind of said
Underwear.
the answer in your mockery of my question.
Oh.
Oh.
Baseball?
Which mockery?
All of them. No,
Just
they
a
weren't
watch in
advertising
general?
for baseball. You're already watching baseball. They already had you.
I think we've aired with this one.
So it was a fashion accessory.
So just a watch in
Watches?
general, I guess?
It
No, it
was.
was Timex.
It wasn't Timex. It was Bulova.
Boulevard. Okay.
Bulova watches.
It was
I knew I was
it
smelling
was a
something.
watch. I knew it was a watch, and my brain was trying to tell me it was Timex, but I knew it wasn't.
It was the first time
It was
that
Boulevard.
the first time that they cut away to say this brought to you by Bulova watches.
watches.
Prior to
What are
that,
those watches?
They're still quite popular.
they are, and they're pretty well made too.
Yeah.
So Bulova,
However, they will discount them.
Ah.
Yeah.
so that anybody can have a Bulova.
That's true.
Especially with a promo code, should one be given to us as some kind of a deal.
Prior to
That was subtle.
yes.
Slip that right in.
Prior to that, and even still after that for a time, most commercials were done during the show itself.
Yeah.
A lot of shows went out live or even pre-recorded. The announcer would stop, break from the action, go over to the side and say, and now for this segment brought to you by Bob's Food Hut.
Mm-hmm.
I actually do distinctly remember I was watching a very old game show, and they broke away from the action to show a kind of watch to show how tough it was. They had taken the watch and they had tied it to a boat propeller.
That was the
and put it in a
Timex.
clear
That was
tank.
the Timex commercial.
They turned the boat propeller on,
Yes.
turned it off, and then no one could find the watch.
But then they spotted it at the bottom, and John Cameron Swayze, without missing a beat, hung out over it and went, "Ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to believe it. I can see clear to the bottom, and it's a Timex. It took a licking and kept ticking. The hand is moving.
Yeah.
We're going to get it out at the next break." I'm like, yeah, they're going to grab an intern and shove him in the pond. Yeah, I
There's gonna take
actually
a second.
saw that commercial. I actually saw that commercial.
Did you see it live?
Yes. Yes, I
He
did.
was in the live studio audience.
They used to actually make fun of those commercials on I Love Lucy.
They did.
Which was such a good show.
That was great.
It was. But
Vita Vita Vegemin.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lucy,
We-
thank you for Star Trek.
oh yes, thank you for that. Without that, we wouldn't be here today. So, still thank you. So moving on from watches, we're still in history. My question is, what is the oldest functioning hotel? Sorry, where is the oldest functioning hotel in the world?
That's got to be the Middle East.
Middle East? Any?
Got to be the Middle East.
Or it could be Asia. It could be in China, Japan.
No, I'm thinking it's got to be someplace where you had to have a pilgrimage. You had some place to go.
And you didn't have Buddhist pilgrims?
Yeah, but
Sometimes it is fun just to dangle something
You
in
know,
front of these two.
Can you imagine the amenities of that fine, swanky place?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, here's your palm frond and your dirt floor.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Don't mind the monkeys.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, before we offend anybody else,
No, the monkeys, they've got their own hot
I
spring
know.
up there. They're very revered.
Dude, they got a temple for rats.
Yeah.
Come on.
I know, but you were actually, Tom, you were closer.
Of course I was.
The oldest functioning hotel in the world is actually in Japan.
Had a feeling.
It is called, and I apologize in advance if I mess this up, it is called the Nishiyama Onsen Keiunkan. Hopefully said it right. It is the oldest functioning hotel. It has been run by the same family for 52 generations.
Jeez.
Nice.
It has been in business since 750 AD.
Stubborn.
Just how, who was civilized the most first? It's probably, over there. Well, civilized has got those rough edges to it, but,
Back at this one.
I'll give you, you've got rough edges, but it was depending on who you made
Yeah, but
friends
it's,
with the
down,
folks
but
in
it's down the
charge.
street from the new themed one for Gojira.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just wonder. The same family has been running it for 50
Yeah.
generations. You're born into that family, it's like you're born with the name Jeeves. You know that this is what you're going to do. And how many people have stayed there over the course of
Lots.
forever?
Lots. How many rooms do they have? Can you figure it out?
I actually,
Do that.
I didn't write that down.
How haunted is that hotel?
3.
Oh God, it's got to be super
Yeah.
haunted.
It's got 3 rooms. Come on, I'm not.
Well, the ghosts are vying
Well,
for
they've
space.
expanded some since then, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure this ain't no Motel 6. This is like a hostel or something.
It does do one of the things very common in old Japanese buildings where they do replace a lot of the wood as it rots and as it goes through. So it still looks fantastic. It still looks almost brand new and unkept.
So we've got a Ship of Theseus situation here. Is it really the same hotel?
Can we? Oh, we could talk about Ship of Theseus.
I don't think our viewers have 4 hours to have this
But
thought
I would
experiment.
expect something in Japan.
Yeah.
That I would expect that.
Theseus, if you want to give us a promo code, we'll talk. Yeah. So that was historical, and there's a lot of historical news that happens. So my next question.
Historical news.
Sometimes it's hysterical.
I think that's called used.
Yeah.
Historical olds.
Anyway,
They
No,
found
no,
us.
Yes,
the
they
police
came
are
to
coming
that.
for that.
And they found us. All right.
so what?
The judge is unperturbed.
Yeah. What happened on April 18th, 1930?
Alan was born.
No.
Alan celebrated his 38th birthday.
No.
It was 48th.
April what?
April 18th, 1930.
April 18th. In the 30s.
Specifically, the 30.
The
1930.
30. The 30.
Not the whole decade, just
Was
The
there
30
gunplay
singular.
or did something crash?
neither.
See?
Did something immolate?
No.
I'm thinking of all the big news of the era. Somebody
A
jumped
meteor
off
hit
of
the-
something. No, we
No.
didn't get it by a meteor.
No,
but
then you get the guys flying the planes around the world, the girls flying the planes around the world.
there were a lot of major
Yeah,
events
there were,
throughout
yeah.
the entire 20s
Yeah.
and 30s, and
Mm-hmm.
that whole gap between World War I and World War II
Yeah.
was event filled.
It was. I'm asking very specifically on April 18th.
I was busy. What? They didn't exactly have the internet. You had to read newspapers and stuff to get over that.
Probably the downfall of Germany. Come on. It worked.
Not yet.
Sports, politics, vegetable, what?
Animal, mineral,
Mineral,
vegetable.
Neither.
Neither of the
Well,
three.
None.
I'm done. I'm done. If there wasn't an animal, a mineral, or a vegetable,
Because
because lead is a mineral.
Yeah.
Sure.
So the answer to this one is, according to the BBC News, nothing. Nothing
That would
happened.
explain. There we go.
Yeah.
The-
And we answered that in abundance.
Yeah, the announcer came on, said, "There is no news," and played a piano record.
Wow.
We just made much ado about nothing.
And we might do it again.
She gets more points for that. Yeah, no news. So nothing happened on April 18th, 1930.
Beware of the
However,
nothing.
9 months later, there was a surge at the maternity ward.
That actually has been misproven. That during the Great Blackout of New York in the 70s, there wasn't a major boom 9 months later.
No, there was not. However, after every ice storm, there is.
But with one, you got to keep warm.
Yeah, the one in New York was the middle of summer, and
Yeah,
that's
it's like
just
now.
gross.
That was hot and sweaty.
Like, I don't care how pretty the ring is. That's just gross.
No,
So, we are down to the final question of the night.
do you promise?
Yeah, I do.
You just toy with our
I do.
emotions.
No, look, it's the last card I have.
Thank goodness.
So there is a town in Oregon.
Just one?
Just one.
Just one.
It serves pie.
Just one.
Nice. Pie. I like
Where'd she
spicy
go?
pie.
Yeah.
In the 1960s, the town was campaigning to have its name changed. The name of the town at the time was Naughty Girl Meadow. So,
Nice.
let me ask you this. What was the name they were trying to get it changed to?
Portland.
It's like Seattle, Portland. It's one of the major cities.
Poorly,
not.
It's
poorly
not.
It's not.
behaved woman, Oregon.
What's great is you're on the right track.
Chastity.
No. So the town itself, at the time, it was called Naughty Girl Meadow.
So we were just going to step it on up. Just, saloon girls are here.
Well,
Harlotsville,
Well, there
Oregon.
you go. There, I'm going to lean back.
you're...
Brothelvania.
Yeah.
I know.
As they say, it pays to advertise.
I think Brothelvania is one of the best names for a town.
All right, we're doing this as a video game, Tom.
I'm good. Let's go.
I'm playing one of those Brothelvanias.
You haven't
Every
played
time I leave
Witcher,
the
have
screen,
you?
it comes
It's
back
like
on.
Leisure
Jeez.
Suit Larry meets
No.
Silent Hill.
I knew she was going to go there. I knew she was going to go there.
Confront your shortcomings, Larry. Here's a monster shaped like a giant bra.
But don't worry, he'll show up in that Ginsu at any moment.
I like how Angels is trying to behave in the corner.
Some shortcomings can't be fixed.
Yeah.
So the town, they were trying to change their name, not to Brothelvania, which they should. They really should. They were trying to get their name changed to Whorehouse Meadow. Because that was the town's original name. When the town was founded, it was founded by a bunch of people who had gone out west, and they had called it Whorehouse Meadow. Then, in the 1960s...
Obviously featured in the movie Paint Your Wagon. So, yeah.
In the 1960s, the town tried to make it more acceptable.
Right.
So they changed the town's name to Naughty Girl Meadow, which...
Somehow is worse.
It is. There's more implication there. Because with Whorehouse, you know what you're getting.
It's more of it's almost an advertisement more than anything
With
else.
Naughty Girl, you're like, ooh, but naughty how? So then in 1981...
You know, I'm just stepping over so many comments.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, and no, we're just going to step over that one. No,
There's a reason I
we're
saved
gonna
this one
step
for
over that
last.
one.
Here we go.
There we go.
I'm changing teams.
Oh, wait, hang on. I can make it rain specifically once. Yes. There's a Jefferson for you, young lady. Anyway,
Ow.
How did we wind up in this movie?
in 1981,
I did not.
the
You
town
started it.
wanted to get...
Don't worry.
You don't know how to do it, Henry.
That's an old belt.
Are we... Oh, okay.
See, it's
Not here.
It's a little floppy.
Oh, there you go.
No. I could say something so tacky right now that would get me nailed before I got out of this.
Hey! All right, we got
Let
it.
the captain do it.
So, in 1981, the town wanted to get its history back, so they went and they got the name back. So the town was renamed Whorehouse Meadow in 1981.
Good for them.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Good for them.
Didn't they make a movie about that in Texas?
No, that was...
that was a real story.
This was not... Did you just say all of the wonderful people of Whorehouse Meadow are not real?
I'm just saying that's probably a lack of truth in advertising.
Whorehouse Meadow, if you would like to weigh in, by all means,
Whorehouse Meadow Tourism Bureau.
give us a promo code.
I just, you know what? Send coupons. We'll send
And on that note, that was the final question of the night, which brings us to... Don't defile the tome.
Oh, no, I think that tome's been defiled.
Which brings us to...
I don't think it had anything to do with us.
That brings us to the matter of who won this week. And
By a landslide again, obviously. But
by a landslide this week, the winners are actually Claire and Alan.
it's those bonus points.
Yep.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was those bonus points.
Just
So,
the bonus points.
Rack them up.
That's right.
everyone, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We hope you had fun. We hope you learned something. Hope you got something to talk about at work tomorrow. On behalf of
Just
my...
shake your head sadly. You wouldn't believe what I watched last night.
On behalf of the people who I call my friends, Angel, Tom, Alan, and Claire, thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a great time, and let me ask you this.
Bye.
Bye.
Are we done smiling?
Yes, we can stop smiling.
It's between 45 and 80. It's all good.
There you go.
That's the Whorehouse Meadow way.
There's the outtake. This is the shoe.